had to go start some load of laundry. All right, so what do you want to talk about first, my good sir? You want to talk about Endgame, since that's been...
I don't care what order we talk about it in, but we're going to address it.
Well, okay. Well, I want to know...
I want to talk about Shazam, too, though.
Okay,
because there we have a little bit of, like, differing opinions.
Let's talk about Shazam first, then. Hold on.
Okay. So, I guess what I was more caught up in was I had no idea. Are we on right now or no?
Yes, we're live.
Okay.
We're live.
I had like no idea about like the Shazam mythos, basically, and so I was kind of more fascinated about that, and I really liked, like, this is just like on a superficial level, but I liked the little Superman cameo at the end.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
And I liked when the dude was fucking monologuing at the end, and like he was like fucking hella far away from it, couldn't hear what he was saying. That shit was kind of funny.
That was hilarious. Yeah. Honestly, I think a lot of the...
And I actually fell asleep during the middle of this movie and still liked it.
Did you?
I was hella tired. Yeah, because that was like the 2 days before I started my new job, and I was just burned out.
So, I think Shazam is actually a pretty good fucking movie as well. But, I don't know. The thing is, like...
Is it a classic?
I don't think it's something
like it was more. Nowhere near like Aquaman level greatness.
Right. I don't think it's something I could watch again and again. You know what I mean? Like,
but it was pretty low budget too.
It was, but it's actually pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. The villain's pretty dope, and I like the scenes like where he was up on the like in the business room and shit. You know what I mean? And he kind of had like all the fucking demons around. You know what I mean? It's like a real like menacing like mob boss kind of situation. So I thought that was pretty cool. But like as for like combat wise, they really didn't have much like action.
No.
With him in that mode. There was enough.
There was enough for me.
There definitely was enough. I like the ending where like they all got their powers and shit. You know what I mean?
That shit was funny when he was like fatality.
Yeah, that shit was fucking great.
Yeah, Hadouken. I was like, yeah, that shit was funny when he was like, say my name, and they were like, Billy.
Yeah.
So I think the DC universe kind of needed that. But honestly, this could have been the Flash movie, too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like Flash ain't gonna have that serious vibe either.
Well, you know what though? Like Flash,
which I'm shocked they haven't done.
It's Barry Allen,
a Flash
it should
movie.
be though.
But it's not. It's Wally West.
No, it's Barry.
Oh, it is Barry.
Yeah, that's why they.
Wally West was the first one. No.
Wally's the comedian.
Wally's the comedian. So it is Barry Allen.
It's Barry, but
he acts like Wally West.
Yes,
that's right.
They fucked up.
Well, they
dumb, but it's okay.
But I think with Aquaman and like the back-to-back success of Aquaman and Shazam has DC, to me,
in a good spot
on a really like don't fuck up the next one.
Well, Joker's the next one, right?
But that's not gonna be fucking like the extended universe Joker.
Yeah, but I don't even know how real this extended universe is gonna go. Listen, Aquaman was perfectly fine with no fucking.
But they still reference the other fucking shit.
That's cool.
Though.
That's cool that they bring it up. I'd rather have them do that than how Marvel does it in the TV shows. They call everything like the incident. Like they don't even call the Hulk the Hulk. They call him like the green guy and shit. Like it's.
Well, that's because of legal shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's all funky there. At least like Warner Bros. Has the ability to actually mention shit and keep shit what it is. See, here's the problem. Well, here's the problem with Shazam is I'm worried that it's going to bring that tone into all of the movies.
Probably will, but hey, you know what? You got to pick your battles if you want to see more.
No, Wally West is Kid Flash. Yes, but in Justice League, okay, so here's how it happens. I break this down for everybody every single time. In 1985, Barry Allen disappears for 21 years. There is no Barry Allen continuity, period. The Flash is now Wally West. Kid Flash becomes the Flash at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths. So the Justice League is Wally in the TV show.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's Wally. Mm-hmm. Remember? And so that's what happened with the Justice League movie. They probably watched the Justice League TV show.
Well, here's the thing, man, is that Marvel just did time travel, so now they have like the
multiverse or whatever.
Do whatever they want now. I
don't really care about that. That's fun. That's good. That brings up a lot of creative ideas.
Here's the thing that fucking Warner Brothers should have learned by now is that you can have dark shit in the movie, because the Marvel movies have dark shit in them. They're getting darker actually, but you have to have that foil of some comedic relief. Like, I still love fucking Batman versus Superman, dude. Like, I still to this day.
Okay.
But if you want to move forward, like, that has to be the one movie like that because it's got Batman in it. After that, you need to fucking branch off and have different.
That's absolutely. You're right. 100%. I see what you're saying.
Like Aquaman, Aquaman could not have been like
the tone
dark and shit.
Yeah,
like,
I feel you. No, that makes sense.
Like Aquaman was exactly what it. That okay? So fucking
100%.
What the fans should be fucking figuring out by now is that Batman versus Superman was hella dark, but that's how that movie had to be. It didn't have to be that fucking dark. I liked it that way, but if you didn't like it that way, that's fine. But Aquaman, like fucking Man of Steel, they were trying to go for that Batman Begins type of thing, and that was wrong. You know what I mean? But Batman versus Superman has its own like feel to it, and like,
but it has let's
every movie so far to me, except Man of Steel, has been what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it's been a different tone. That's true. I never even thought about it like that. So actually, when you bring it up that way, it actually makes Shazam a little bit higher up, kind of.
Exactly, because it's Shazam.
Yeah,
like it's not supposed to be Superman. Like he's kind of he's a kid.
He's goofy,
and it was a kid's movie.
The biggest issue,
and my fucking youngest son has never been so horrified in a fucking movie than from those fucking 7 Deadly Sins. He was like jumping off. From
the only thing that was like my biggest issue was like the jarring difference between him as a kid and him as an adult. Like, the kid didn't seem that goofy when he was a kid. He felt
goofier as an adult.
Like, extremely goofy. Like, he felt like he wasn't even 14. He felt like he was like fucking 11.
But here's the thing, though. You have to think about. You have fucking Billy's personality now in that body. It's probably gonna make his personality a little different because like he can do whatever the fuck he wants. As a kid, he can't do shit. So he's always going to be bummed out. As Shazam, he can do whatever the fuck he wants, dude.
Yeah, but like he just.
But I see what you're saying,
goofy though. You know what I mean? Like the actor didn't really pull it off.
That to me was the shortcoming of either the kid actor or like just the script.
I think it was the kid. Like he didn't really get a chance to really pull off those kind of moments. You know what I'm saying? As much as he.
In fact, he had the same personality as his friend when he was Shazam.
Yeah, no, you're right. His friend had that personality, 100%. And that's kind of what I felt was like the biggest jarring difference to me. It just didn't feel like real authentic in that way, you know. And to me, it pulled it off in a I don't know.
But it didn't fall on its face, and the critics
I laughed at
loved
it,
and it was a cheap movie, and it made like almost $500.
And isn't that dude from the villain? Isn't he from Kick-Ass?
Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick, man. Yeah, Shazam was dope, dude. Actually, it wasn't as bad as I fucking thought it was gonna be, because it looked like it was gonna be like some whack comedy. And honestly, like his suit or nothing never really like it didn't look bad. You know what I mean?
I thought it looked dope.
Yeah, like the streams that it has, like where it's like a little bit of that other like material. It's really clean, and you can't really see it on like normal TVs until you get in like the big screen or you got on like Blu-ray and shit. You know what I mean? Once it comes out.
Again, dude, like to me, the success of fucking Shazam is huge because for the same reason that Aquaman was huge, those characters have not been done before as a movie, and the fact that they're hits is proof that people don't want to see Superman and Batman, at least not for a while. with this fucking.
In a way,
But which leads into our next subject. Robert Pattinson is playing Batman now.
yes. So that
So
actually.
what? So what's the fucking? What's everyone's consensus on that?
My shit is I don't give a fuck.
I think it's a great idea because
Why not?
Because dude,
You know who's
he's
playing
been
him
in
in
so
Titans?
many. He's been in so many good movies. They're like indie movies, dude.
You know who's playing him in Titans? Jorah Mormont.
Oh, I heard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so it's like, dude, I don't care who plays Batman as long as you pull it off.
Which is gonna lead into our next subject.
What?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay, so if we want to talk about GOT,
Because Robert Pattinson is Batman, that's all we can pretty much say is either for it
I'm
or
down.
against it.
I'm down.
I mean, let's face it, the suit does most of the work.
I'm down. Yeah, I'm down. Whatever. Like,
Just
give
put
it to
anyone
me.
in that motherfucker
Yeah,
right
give
now.
it
It's
to me.
like we've been through Val Kilmer, Keaton, fucking Clooney, Bale, Affleck. Just put anyone in there.
So, yeah, anybody. I'm down with anybody.
So Game of Thrones, and then we're gonna talk about this God of War documentary.
Okay. So,
Actually, we should probably talk about Endgame before that, but we gotta stay on track. What the fuck were we talking about?
Game of
of Thrones.
so to me, I don't really give a fuck that much about Game of
Me
Thrones.
neither.
So
it's not that big
this
of
is
a
gonna be
deal.
Pretty short. I already knew this was gonna happen.
I knew it was gonna happen too,
Like,
and I called it out to
who
everyone in
didn't-
my house.
Who didn't know this was gonna happen, and for the fans to be that outraged that you were like shocked that it was gonna happen.
You're
How did-
fucking crazy.
how
Like,
did you not
isn't
see
that
it
what you
coming?
want to be? Is shocked?
Like,
Like, if I was a Game of Thrones fan, I would be like, "Damn, it ended how it should have." That's shocking.
Yeah.
Because we all thought it would have been like, Jon Snow dies.
Yeah.
Tyrion ends up on the throne. Like, this is the prediction that I kind of had, but it didn't really come to fruition. But the idea was that Bran was going to come out on top. That was always my theory. But how I thought he was going to come out on top was different than how he did. I thought, and I knew this wasn't going to happen, but I thought it would have been fitting, which is at the end, Cersei has like Jon Snow on some windowsill, and she's like stepping on his fucking feet and trying to make him fall. And Bran fucking like knocks her out the window in his wheelchair. I thought that's
my turn. bitch.
Exactly. Yeah, your turn, bitch. And then she just would have been paralyzed too. That's what would have been even more fitting.
That'd have been hilarious. Yeah, that shit was bad with the whole rock collapse on them because, dude, when Tyrion came
What
in
a
later...
let's just say it now. What a disaster.
Wait. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Like,
A rock disaster. Because when fucking Tyrion pulls back the rocks, he walks in and it's fucking wide open, bro. It's like so much space and he goes to a little spot and starts pulling over rocks and then they're buried there. I was like, what the fuck? Yo, and then, like, here's the whole thing, bro. The Dothraki during like the long night, they just like all ran forward for no reason. Like nobody even called the fucking to launch. Why would you send all your troops out there like that? You know what I mean?
It's so bad that the cast is like, sorry, guys.
It was horrible. And dude, I already knew this though because in the 7th season, you can already,
which was better than this one.
It was, but you can already see warping. They're warping. In the rest of the seasons, these motherfuckers were not warping. They would be stuck on a road singing songs, campfires. It'd take them forever to get to places. In the 7th season, they needed to go to the fucking Iron Islands. They were there. They needed to go here. They were there.
Here's the thing. Is that 50 years from now when people are watching this show that weren't there, like a fucking younger generation that wants to experience Game of Thrones. It was like the biggest show of the 2010s. And they're gonna watch it from start to finish and be like, "Okay, so what was the big deal?"
Yeah, the problem is
is
6 episodes.
Is that everyone? The problem was, for one thing, it was just horrible.
It's too short. 6 episodes. Everything was solved in an episode.
But
the long night was solved
like 3 of those were like an hour and a half episodes, so it's kind of the same thing.
But no, because you could have made they could have had 10 episodes.
And dragged it out a little more.
And had a little bit more meat to it, bro. All the tension was in the middle of every episode, and then it fucking got solved. Every time. The long night was literally one night, and fucking Arya pulling off
that
some
could have been a
magical
two-parter.
Shit. Yes, and it could have been that much more intense.
And the second one
look how fast the Dothrakis died in not less than 2 minutes. Like, they went out there, and it was just
But then there were more of them.
Some of them made it back, though.
Some of them made it back.
They did come back. I don't know. all the lights went out magically. You know what I'm saying? In 2 minutes, that whole scene was just rushed.
Here's a question too.
It's bad.
How did Arya get past all those White Walkers?
Yeah, she like snuck in, but she's dope though. I'll give her that. Arya's raw. So
where was her disguise? She could have disguised herself as a
She
White
could
Walker.
have disguised herself. That's why I was wondering. Like, why is
she could have been Bran. That would have been the best fucking twist ever. She could have been Bran. There you go. I just thought of something better than these showrunners.
Wow,
bro, if she had ripped her face off and then stabbed him in the balls.
Oh my god. She could have been Bran.
Bran could have been Arya, but no, she just comes in like this super slow.
What the fuck?
See,
wow, sir.
Every fan's theory is better than what they did.
Wow, sir.
You have to admit that the scene when Daenerys is just going like all out was badass.
But it made no sense.
It didn't make any sense, but it was badass.
It was badass, but it made no sense.
But now her fucking story arc for the whole show, like if you already know how this show ends and you watch it from start to finish and you see Khal Drogo like just fucking going doggy on this bitch and she's just like, oh, you're like, bitch, cry me a river. Like you didn't get raped. You got fucked by Aquaman.
Right.
Like, you should be happy.
You're happy.
Yeah. And like she's a piece of shit. And I thought she was a piece of shit since the beginning.
She always seemed like a piece of shit.
Not the first season, I thought like, okay, so this is probably the show's true hero. But then she started just killing everyone, and I'm like, this bitch is a psycho. And I called everything that happened in that fucking episode, like the last 3 episodes, in some form or another, I fucking predicted it. I was like, Bran's going to come out on top in some huge way, because that's just fitting. And Daenerys is going to end up, like, I didn't think she was going to do that shit. But I thought they were going to, like, beat... Cersei didn't do a goddamn thing, for one thing. She just stood there. She really, like, couldn't do anything, really.
She had no power.
Like, she had no, like, she
That was actually dope how she died, in a way. Not the rock shit, but, like, the fact that she had nothing to command. The mountain was all fucking...
But the mountain was way harder to kill than the Night King. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
And I hated that shit, too, because the Hound was actually the only fucking character in that show that I actually liked. And it's like, you're going to wait until... Like, how many opportunities have you had to kill this motherfucker? And you're going to wait until everyone is just getting fucking barbecued around you?
Everything's collapsing.
To like, I got to kill my brother because he burnt my face. I was just like, this is so fucking stupid, dude. That shit played out like the fucking, like, Kane and fucking, what's his name from WWF, dude?
Yeah, fucking,
not Undertaker.
No, man,
it was just so lame, dude. And then just like, I'm going to kill both of us. Like, stupid, dude.
That fight was dope, though.
The fight was dope, but like the Night King, I just kept thinking like the Night King didn't. The Night King had one good part when she tried to burn him with the dragon fire, and he's just like smiling at her.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing the Night King did.
Yeah, he didn't do shit. That's what I'm saying. Everything was solved in one episode. It was on some,
and they hyped it up.
Star Trek, bro. It's basically Star Trek, bro.
They were hyping that fucking Battle of Winterfell up to be like the most epic thing ever put to camera. And it wasn't. The Helm's Deep fucking battle was.
How many times did fucking Jon Snow dodge dragon fire?
And you can't see anything. I get like it's supposed to be like a storm because of the White Walkers, but like you can't like such dodgy fucking special effects for such a high budget show.
For the end, bro. And they were supposed to have 10 seasons they tried to shoot for originally, and they shut them down. They said no 10 seasons, and then 2 they tried to have at least like I think 8 episodes for this season, and they just didn't want to do it in 6. If you would have just stretched out a little bit more, you could have made it a little bit better finale wise. I don't really give a fuck either way because I don't really care about Game of Thrones, but I'm just saying it as a person who wants to like, you've been doing this, you've been riding this fucking horse. It's like imagine the Harry Potter if they didn't do a 2-parter for the end.
Yeah.
Imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say whatever you want to say about however Harry Potter
They should have had just one season. They should have had another season after this one.
100%.
Of just combat.
Yeah. Or just showing the fucking repercussions of what happens after.
You could have stretched this show out for another 2 seasons.
10 seasons.
You could have had 8 seasons of combat. I mean, you've been waiting. Winter is coming for 8 years.
8 years.
You should have had 8 days of combat.
You've been riding this horse, bro.
And then,
that whole time.
And then they could have done another season on the epilogue.
Right.
because it was that important of a show. And let's fucking move on, because we could actually bash Game of Thrones season 8
all day,
which
bro.
will go down in
That was
infamy.
it. It was just,
And I said this to my household. I said this show is going to be more disappointing than the end of Lost. I said this show is going to be the new Lost. People are going to hate this show after this season because there's no way for them to fucking end it how people want.
Yeah.
It was too big. It kept getting too big. People were like, well, what?
I mean, all they had to do is just give it more, a little bit more. The 6 episodes.
I don't
too much.
think
The warping.
I
They
don't
could've
think
solved it.
people would have been satisfied either
People
way.
would have been satisfied. You could have made it satisfying, bro. Because, like, there's certain shows where, like, the ending is enough where people fucking can just be like, okay.
Yeah, but it seems like every huge show always is disappointing.
I don't know.
Like
Breaking
The
Bad didn't
Sopranos.
disappoint.
Breaking Bad is like the only series end. Even my son said that. That's crazy. He said Breaking Bad's like the best ending ever to any show. Wow. I still need to give that show. Like, I've seen a few episodes, but apparently I should watch the whole thing.
It's pretty legit, honestly. But the ending is like super satisfying, I guess. Like, you know. All right, so let's talk about Endgame though.
Endgame.
Okay.
Part of me wants to just shred this movie to fucking smithereens.
Yo, that's all I do, really.
In fact, I'm not gonna kiss this movie's ass at all.
Because we shouldn't. Because listen,
it was a Game of Thrones season 8.
I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe not that far.
I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe a season 7 or 5.
Listen, Endgame has a lot of good things going.
It does. It has a lot of great things going for it.
That's a better one. It has a lot of great things going for it. But what I just can't get behind is the fact that you built up this whole entire world of movies on top of movies on top of movies on top of movies, and then not really once have you ever really shown how the civilians are dealing with this. Then you get rid of 4 billion fucking people on this planet randomly. We're talking, it could be doctors, CEOs, politicians, presidents, world fucking leaders, and you give us none of that. You give us everybody sitting in a fucking alcohol awareness circle talking about some I miss her. That's what you give me after 10 years of building up this situation. And you don't talk about who's the king of Wakanda right now.
Bro, I'm going to drop the fucking atom bomb. Who is Thanos? Who is Thanos?
What do you mean?
We know who Thanos is, but who is he?
What do you mean?
Because look at it from a fucking pretend. I'm going to give you guys all a challenge here. Pretend that the Marvel movies were the DC movies. Okay? For just a moment. And pretend like Darkseid goes, I'll do it myself at the end of the movie. And Darkseid finally comes out. And who's the Hulk equivalent of DC? Let's just say Superman for like strength purposes.
Okay. Superman
comes back to Earth and wakes up and meets the Spectre, who's like the Doctor Strange. And the Spectre goes, "What happened, Superman?" And Superman goes, "Darkseid's on his way." Who's Darkseid? We've been like teasing this guy for like 10 years. Who's Darkseid? He's a menace. That's all we've gotten about Thanos. Who the fuck is Thanos? We all know he's the bad guy. Who the fuck is this guy? They have never addressed in any of these fucking movies who Thanos is. Bruce Banner said, he's a fucking menace. That's all the exposition on Thanos we've gotten.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that matters anyway.
Yeah, sure it matters.
Nah, because you found out about his home planet. They fought on his home
in that
world.
movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They built it up at least when the movie he appeared.
He did. There was like no.
That's not that big of a deal, bro. Think about wait a second. Did you just hear what I just said? Listen.
Yes.
Wait. No, fuck that.
We
bro.
got an alcoholic awareness meeting.
Listen, think about it though. In BVS,
no,
bro,
the first hour of that movie is boring.
But think about it. In Batman v Superman, after they show you the repercussions of Man of Steel, 2,000 people died, and everyone was talking about it. 4 billion people are gone.
Like, it should be pandemonium, right?
The world is in fucking who knows, dude. The world is in fucking array,
What did they
bro.
say?
Where are the presidents? That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
CEOs, dude.
The world should have been like apocalyptic.
4 billion people are gone. And you guys are at an alcohol awareness meeting. You meet the Hulk at a diner? What? What?
All you got from that was just a poster that said life after.
And then they bring everybody back. After 5 years of already recouping and learning how to not deal with 4 billion people on the planet. And then, what about people who've already been in relationships? You lost your wife, you find a bitch 2 years later, you're with her for 3 years, your wife comes back.
Bro, here's what's vague too. No one's talked about this shit either. At the end, when Peter Parker went back to high school, he saw Ned. And the first time...
The whole high school disappeared. I already talked about it. The whole high school had to disappear.
Half.
No, it could have been the whole high school. It's just 4 billion people.
All right, so hold on. Let's stay on track. Did they send Peter Parker back in time like they did Captain America? Right. Him and Ned had been snapped. I understand that. But was it just him and Ned?
His whole high school. It had to have been his whole high school. And then his aunt too. Though? It has to be his aunt too in the next movie.
Right? Like there's so big of a lattice work of cluster fucking.
Yo, you know who brought that up to me?
But no one else got snapped?
A grocery shopper. She was like, shouldn't he be in fucking college or something? He should have been in college. And then he should have been the smart one. Bro, like, look how much I've advanced the technology for us, bro.
They didn't explain any of that.
Jesus, Endgame is so trash, bro.
And when Captain America went back in time, by the fucking rules of the movie, he shouldn't have appeared
in their time.
He should have been in an alternate dimension. Not to mention, if that's the case, that means that Captain America sat it out and got pussy while all of this shit started to happen. An old man getting poontang while Thanos is attacking the Earth. That's pretty selfish, Captain America.
I'm telling you, man, Endgame's trash, bro. And then you want to know another trash part, right? When Thanos puts on all five of the fucking stones, oh, he's raging. When Hulk puts on all 5 of the stones, fucking to where Thor was like, take it off. When fucking Tony puts it on, I am Iron Man. So the human with the least power has the ability to take all 5.
That robot suit is not that strong.
Oh my god! I guess nanotech, the Tony tech is really that dope. And then when that happened, before that even happened, you're telling me Thanos snaps his hands like this? Who snaps their hands like this, bro? He would have to, in order to not see all 5 of your who snaps their hands? Oh, it's fucking over. Huh? What? Are you kidding me?
And here's the thing, too. Only Thanos came into the fucking present from the past at the end. All his shit...
I still don't get how, either.
All his shit showed up like nothing happened. Like no time had passed.
How did he go through the timeline?
From...
His ship,
No. Because what's-her-name stole... Nebula, the past Nebula stole the fucking Pym particle.
But what was
from
the suit for, though? What do you mean what suit? Like, everybody had suits when they...
Time travel suits.
That was just the...
But I guess Thanos' ship didn't need one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how everybody in Thanos' ship survived through
because she had the Pym particle, I guess. But, I mean... I guess the ship was the suit?
I thought she was going to put it in her pocket. Why didn't she just put it in her pocket when she came?
I mean...
What? I was like, okay, she's going to put it in her pocket. Then they're going to come back. Boom! He's bucking big. Why did you have... I was like, this is weird, man. That was just like a weird thing to me. I just like didn't understand why she just put it in her pocket. And that way you just really saw all that.
And Captain Marvel apparently is useless.
Well, she was like OP as fuck for a second. She like destroyed the ship, and Thanos tried to headbutt her, and she didn't even move.
But then he just got mad and like beat her ass.
He hit her with the power gem.
Oh yeah,
one power gem. That's what I'm saying. Like he knows this gauntlet, bro. Even though it's not even his gauntlet, it's Tony's gauntlet. He knows the ability to be able to pull that shit off and hit somebody with a fucking power gem like that. But you're telling me that when fucking Tony has your fucking hand for 4 seconds that you're not gonna fucking recognize. You know what I'm saying? This is what should have happened anyway, bro. It was Tony's fucking equipment. So when he tried to snap his hands, that shit should have just
shut down.
It should have chopped his hand off or some shit. What the fuck? Like, that's how you solve that problem. Not have him go, oh, here. Think about how your hand would. Here it comes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro.
And after okay, so just like on a fucking like a blanket statement approach to this movie, like the first hour was completely boring. Black Widow, I was ready for her to fucking jump off that cliff after seeing her just fucking cry and shit, eat these peanut butter jelly sandwiches all the time. And Hawkeye was actually the most interesting character of the entire movie.
I still disagree. You know why?
Why?
Because why are you out fighting fucking the Yakuza in
when
China?
There's nobody for them to kill?
It's 4 billion people are gone, baby.
Yeah.
Gone. And
I just felt bad for him.
It's just like weird, man. I don't know, bro. I feel him. You know what I mean? But
and then like
weird.
Doctor Strange and Black Panther and all these like secondary characters just didn't like do shit.
Yeah, they didn't get a chance to. I like that moment though, where everybody came back.
That was cool.
I thought that was dope. It was a real dope looking scene.
And seeing that in the theater opening night with my son and all his friends on a packed theater, bro, I have never been to a movie where the crowd was that emotionally charged.
They fucking cheered.
It was unlike anything I'd ever been to. It was better than the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like by a far sight.
Right.
Because when Captain America got Thor's hammer and just started whooping his ass,
that part was sick too.
Bro, people were going, dude. There was this group of like fucking 30 Asian kids, dude, like high school kids that were watching this movie. That when everything happened in the last 20 minutes, they just went, ah, ah, and they were like breakdancing outside the theater afterward and all kind of crazy shit, bro. And everyone was just going fucking gonzo.
Everybody's losing it.
But
that part was cool to me.
That part was cool too.
I like that part
you
too.
know, the end of the movie redeemed the fucking beginning.
100%. I just wish at the beginning of the movie they would have just talked about. Like I said, dude. To me, BVS did a better job connecting Man of Steel to it than all of the Marvel movies combined. Show me a Marvel movie that does a better job of connecting their movies. Because if you say Civil War, to you, I'll say these motherfuckers, like 22 people die in New York and $41 billion of damage. It sounds like they did a great job, bro. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And now we're going to yell at these motherfuckers for that shit? Like, Civil War was a moot point. Every moot point in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has never really connected this shit. It's just been cameos. That's all it is. That's how you know it's connected, is because of the cameos. But they never actually connect these fucking worlds. And like I said, case in point, who's running Wakanda?
Yeah. What's going on with that?
They didn't talk about that shit at all. Nothing in the actual world was discussed, bro. You're talking about 4 billion people.
Well, no. Wakanda was being run. They loosely touched on this when they had the meeting at the beginning. And the fucking, like, head of that all-female guard in Wakanda, she was pretty much looked like she was in charge.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
You know? I mean, there's going to be somebody to take over.
Kind of. But that's not how their normal rituals work, though.
Okay,
they would have to have that fight again.
I've seen the movie,
in the Black Panther movie.
I've seen the movie 2 times in the theater, and I haven't figured this part out yet. When Captain America, when he was fighting Thanos, and it looked like Thanos was about to like kill him and shit, and he gets like a fucking signal in his ear from someone that says like to your left, and Black Panther like got teleported in. Who the fuck was that talking? Because I can't like figure out who it is. Was it Black Panther? Because he started talking like before he started warping in.
Falcon?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yes, it was Falcon. It was Falcon. But I don't know, dude. It's okay. I didn't know who. I forgot him and Falcon had that little link up. Okay, so good looking on that one. And I liked how he handed off the shield to Falcon. That was pretty fitting. Like, there was a lot of fitting shit.
It's a very satisfying movie in a lot of ways.
And Tony Stark, but we haven't talked about Tony Stark dying. That's a pretty big thing.
I agree, but I still think he didn't really suffer like everybody else suffered. The Hulk fucking suffered putting that shit on. Thanos at least had a taser on. He died. He died. Yeah. That was the ultimate suffer.
Yeah, but he knew right before he was dead that he was leaving behind his wife and kid.
Well, he already knew that pretty much.
That.
He probably he knew that from the jump, though.
That's tough.
Even though that's why he didn't want to go in the beginning.
I know.
You know, he already knew
but
that. And then, that shit was weird as fuck, too. One, they grabbed the Tesseract and they put it in a normal briefcase.
Yeah, that whole, like,
how did he grab the Tesseract? That shit burned through all the other shit in another movie.
The only point that served was him to meet his dad.
Yeah, but
that was the only point of that whole side plot. And it was too corny, too,
because it was just too on the nose. It was so on the nose. Because his dad even says, like, oh, like, I'm too selfish to sacrifice myself for the greater good or some shit like that. Like, it's...
I found out my dad loved me.
So fucking.
We already figured that out in Iron Man 2, you two. It's when you found this stupid.
He said he left it for you, bro. Right?
But yeah, so don't give us that shit again. And we're about to address the fucking biggest crime of this movie, and I feel kind of like a hypocrite talking about it since I look like him right now. But Fat Thor was just like, "What the fuck were you guys thinking?"
He should have just got slim once he grabbed the fucking.
Exactly, and Chris Hemsworth was the one that came up with that idea. I would have been like, "Nah, that's not a good. Let's stick to the plan."
He should have just as soon as he grabbed the fucking hammer.
And even after everything was said and done, he was still like this wacky fucking like brain damaged Thor. I thought that shit was stupid.
Thor's whole character arc has been absolutely trash.
It has been.
It has. It's been from a goofy, naive, don't know what the fuck's going on to.
It honestly should have been. The fucking Silver Age version of Thor was a lot like Shazam in the respect that it was a person. It was like this crippled like professor that Thor inhabits his body. That's the direction they should have taken.
It's just weird, man, because like Thor's whole character arc has been weird. You think about in the first two movies, he's just like a naive fucking like
drunk god.
Yeah. And then the third movie,
now he's a drunk stupid guy.
His third movie, he like loses everybody. And then he feels that in Infinity War, he's like normal. And then 5 years have gone by and he's lost all sense of that. He's playing Fortnite with fucking...
the dude from...
with the fucking Rock dude.
With the Hulk's Rock dad from Ang Lee's Hulk.
Oh my god.
The guy from Ragnarok.
And like that whole part was weird, man. I don't know. Endgame's not bad. I still give it like an 8 out of 10 for like all of its...
And like Thor left... Like, the thing with Falcon getting, like, the shield and all that was, like, fitting. But, like, when Thor left I guess it doesn't matter because there's no more Asgard. But when he left, like, the charge to Valkyrie, I'm like, I don't really, like, Valkyrie really didn't do a lot.
She didn't do shit. Yeah. She did it all back in the day.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's why. She didn't do anything, but she did it all back
Everything with Thor was dumb.
Thor's whole arc is stupid. He has the worst stick of them all, actually.
The only part that was funny about that was when he turned around. That was funny for like 2 seconds, but then like he kept being this drunken slob, and you're just like, okay,
bro, they better address some real shit in the next movie about what the fuck happened during these 5 years. Because listen,
well, you know what the next movie is gonna be, right? As far as Avengers, it's X-Men and Avengers.
Really?
Yeah, so I think after Dark Phoenix?
I'm just talking about in the next Spider-Man movie because Spider-Man is continuing the shit. Like they need to dude. Listen, when 1,000 people died in our world in real life,
they're getting so weird with Spider-Man now too.
In a day, bro. During 9/11, the world stopped, bro.
Yeah,
the world stops, bro. For 4 years, you think in 5 years, you think we're gonna cope through 1 billion people a year? Like, bro,
that was like a 9/11 meeting,
right?
It should have been like the Avengers compound should have been surrounded by a fucking shield and just cannibals outside, bro. I guess that'd be bad for the kiddies.
They don't need no cannibals outside, and I don't necessarily think the world should be in a right, but you should just show.
Maybe not that extreme, but dude, like there should be some sense of chaos.
Not even. No, it just has to be a sense of change. all that was changed was they went into Seattle and it was gloomy, and then there was missing posters everywhere.
I did like all the memorials at San Francisco, though. That was kind of cool. In fact, Ant-Man's character was pretty good in that movie.
It was decent, but he, like I said, when he went through this area where it reminded me of like
the whole thing with his but the whole thing with him and his daughter was kind of cool, I think.
Oh yeah, that part was awesome.
The dumbass from the Hangover with that security guard, and people were just laughing. I'm like, he's not even doing anything. What are people laughing at? Yeah, people were just losing their minds. He was the security guard.
Well, that part was good. I think his arc is good too. So. But I just think like a lot of it's set pieces, bro. Instead of them really thinking about how 4 billion people being gone.
It seems like Black Panther and Doctor Strange. I hope they have like sequels to those movies coming out.
They do.
Because it seems like both of them really got robbed of any.
Well, not really. It's Doctor Strange's whole thing. It was, if without him, there would have been nothing.
Yeah,
because he put that shit in the star. They was never gonna find that shit.
I thought Black Panther was gonna come out on top. He was like, "Give it to me." I was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna slam dunk it to this fucking van," and no, he just like lost it in 30 seconds. I was like, "That's kind of."
They all lost it. Yeah, it's kind of an ass. I kind of like that part. It reminded me like a monkey in the middle or something. You know what I mean? Like to keep away.
In fact, on that part when they were all about to like butt heads, when they were like fly on this side, bro, I was fucking baked as fuck seeing this movie, and I was like, I really thought that that's how the movie was gonna end, dude. It was just gonna go boom, and a big Marvel fucking thing was gonna come out, and I thought that's how the movie was gonna end, dude. Endgame. That's how I really fucking thought it was gonna end, and it kept going. I was like, oh, cool.
Well, you know what's crazy that I just thought about? How the fuck did one hit from the power gem knock Captain Marvel out flat out to where she couldn't get back up, to where Iron Man had enough time? Because that was the last right. That's the last part, right? It goes. He fucking grabs a power gem, hits Captain Marvel. She goes flying. She's knocked out of the game, and then he puts it back on. And then Tony's there to grab the fucking gauntlet to stop him.
And how did Tony get the stone in the first place?
In 4 seconds. We could watch the scene right now.
How did he get it?
It's Tony Tech, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Instead of that, they should have just had a command. You snap your fingers ever again. You chop your arm off, bro. That
actually would have been doper.
This shit should have just came out like
he's all fucking bleeding out, and he's trying to like, and then he should have grabbed it and like tried to make it snap. You know, like grab the fingers and make snap, damn you. That would have been fucking dope.
That would have been awesome, actually.
That would have been hella dope. Clearly, we have better ideas. You know, he would have grabbed his severed hand and been like, snap, damn you! Snap! And then he just should have laid there while he's bleeding out and just been like, fuck. Like, that's the one F word they should have had in the whole fucking movie. Have Thanos go, fuck, and die.
That would have been great, actually.
Oh, dude, not even scream it, but just like bleed out, like his blood should be all this like purple blood, and as he's about to die, he just goes,
Tony Snap only killed Thanos and his army, which was less.
Well, that's because he wanted it to.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
Right? I don't know how the Infinity Gauntlet works.
But no, what I'm saying
too advanced for me.
What I'm saying though is like, if he would have just prevented Thanos from snapping his hand, then they could have just had Captain Marvel mop everybody up.
Dude,
Captain Marvel was beating the fuck out of Thanos without the gems.
The whole I used the stones to destroy the stones thing was like, how's that possible? I mean, wouldn't the stones have like some kind of built-in self-destruct? Like, there's the one rule of the Infinity Gauntlet is you can't destroy the stones. There's some shit like
I mean, well, if you were to just use the stones to destroy the stones, wouldn't there be always a stone left?
I don't know.
Because you can't use a soul stone.
I don't know.
How the fuck do you use a soul stone? You can't.
So then they could have used the soul stone to bring Thanos back and brought him back in time. That would have been a better plot, to have Thanos, to bring Thanos back to life to help them go back in time. Thanos should have built a time machine, helped them go back in time, have him help them fucking gather all the fucking stones.
Nah, bro. How they should have did it was
But-
almost how they did it.
But he would have been like handcuffed or some shit.
How they did it was almost right. But here's where they fucked up. All right, remember in Harry Potter, the Prisoner of Azkaban, where they use the time travel thing? At the very beginning of the movie, when they go to Hagrid's house, the pumpkins fall over, and then they look to the right, and then they don't know what the fuck it is. Then at the end of the movie, you find out that's them back in time.
They didn't do any of that.
They should have did that in the original Avengers movie. In the original Avengers movie, when they were all lining up, there should have just been like a random bike that just slid by. Everybody
That would have made it a lot more. That's proof that
they bring it back. And the fucking finale, and you find out that was Hulk when he was like smashing things, and he threw that fucking bike towards them, and then boom.
That would have been
you
crazy.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's how you do that.
And that's what lets you know as an audience that movie was thought out like quick. Like, let's just do time travel. Fuck it. In fact, when I heard them say time travel, I was like, oh.
Because they kept adding scenes, Hulk taking the stairs, all this shit. We didn't see any of that in the other movie in any regard. You know what I mean? In the original Avengers movie. So where does that exist in the original Avengers movie?
So when Robert Redford tried to take the fucking Tesseract from Tony in the original timeline, we're assuming Tony fucking got through that little bottleneck.
And Loki took the fucking Tesseract and
what happened to him? Where'd he go? Let's move on because again, this movie just kind of made it a little too easy.
What do you give it total overall, though?
Honestly, I give it like an 8.
I give it an 8 too, but I still say BVS.
But for the standard that it set itself, Infinity War was infinitely better.
Infinitely better, bro.
Infinity War was almost flawless.
Infinitely, yeah. Infinity War was great.
I got emotional during Infinity War too.
I did too.
Not so much with this movie.
Not at all, because I
felt
the funny
like shit. Yeah, the funny shit I didn't laugh at, and the funny shit in Infinity War I laughed at. Which the funniest thing in fucking Infinity War is when Peter Dinklage goes, "That's what killing you means."
I like that part too, and I like when fucking Steve Rogers has that convo with fucking Thor. He's like, "Oh, I see you copied the beard." He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "This is my friend Tree. I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers." I thought that shit was hilarious, bro. I was fucking crying at that part.
Yeah,
it's got some funny shit on there. Where Vision's like, he's like, "I'm gonna help him." Yeah. And she's like, "Vision, get your ass back on the chair." Like,
I saw that movie twice before even remembering what happened to Vision. I was like, "Where's Vision?" Oh yeah, he's not even close. I can't bring him back.
He gone.
But, god damn, I'm stoned. We need to move on, otherwise we're just gonna stay and I keep calling it Infinity War.
In Endgame. I just wish there was world building, man. I hope they do that eventually in Marvel, because it doesn't feel like they talked about that shit at all. You don't know what anything is. You're telling me America and Canada are still like, things would just combine as countries or some shit, bro. Like,
that would have been, there should have been the Illuminati from the fucking comics. They should have been controlling the world. Tony should have been part of that New World Order. And General Ross.
And you could add Xavier.
Exactamundo.
Then you got the X-Men in there.
See, missed opportunity.
Fuck, man. We keep doing it. Okay, so what else?
So let's talk about this new Terminator. Director of Deadpool.
But James Cameron's producing it, yeah?
Cameron is producing, but James Cameron, he produced Alita Battle Angel, which
a lot of people liked.
A lot of people liked, and they predicted it would be a massive flop, which it was not. It wasn't a blockbuster, but it doubled its fucking budget.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it.
But James Cameron endorsed Terminator Genesis simply because Schwarzenegger was in it.
Well, he endorsed it. He didn't produce it, though, did he?
No, but you don't get up there as a professional, the director of 2 infinitely better movies that are classics, and be like, "This is the one. This is the one."
Stephen King did that shit with the
I know, and it's starting to fucking get disgusting.
Yeah, he's doing
because
that shit now.
He's so fucking outspoken, James Cameron, on shit like be a vegan and all this garbage, but like you can't like trash talk a fucking movie because Arnold's in it. Like, Arnold knows it's garbage.
Yeah, he just wants that money.
Everyone on the
You know that's the most money he's ever made from a movie?
Genesis?
Yeah. It's his highest grossing movie ever,
That's
bro.
crazy. How much did he get paid?
I don't know, but it's the highest grossing movie.
Have you seen this new
trailer? I don't know if
trailer?
it's the most he's ever gotten paid in.
Have you seen this new trailer?
Of
Terminator?
Yeah, you wanna watch it?
Yeah.
I've seen it though. All right.
So Linda Hamilton's back. My big question is, where's John Connor? So Linda Hamilton is here. Where's John Connor? So apparently, and I'll tell you guys one thing too. I defend Genesis all day. I realize it's kind of a piece of shit, but it was more enjoyable than Terminator Salvation.
100%.
That movie lost me.
That movie's trash and a half.
And that movie has some enjoyable shit in it too.
Definitely got some, like, the world building. It's there.
It's there. It's just executed so horribly.
Yeah.
So my whole thing was this trailer.
They tried to build it though. They showed camps and shit.
The thing with this trailer that drives me insane is that it's more of the same. Dude, Terminator, I call them the Power Four. The fucking RoboCop, Terminator, Predator, and Alien franchises are simultaneously the worst and best, like, sci-fi action horror fucking franchises out there.
100%.
They had just great fucking either first and second films, and just atrocious fucking sequels that are just so inferior to the fucking source material. But none of them does it worse than Terminator. Terminator is just
bro.
Terminator.
RoboCop fucking
RoboCop doesn't even try. That's the problem. See,
True.
RoboCop did it. That remake wasn't even. They weren't even really trying.
Yeah, that shit
They
was
weren't
horrible.
even getting like your dick hard.
That shit was trash.
Terminator is like it sticks its own dick up its ass, blows their load in their own asshole, and then pukes it back up into their fucking on their own dick, and then sucks it.
Jesus Christ,
Bro, it's like they just regurgitate fucking it's just like the most self-cannibalizing franchise.
Well, not really, because honestly, like the first 3 Terminators, like even though the third one's complete garbage,
The third one is not complete garbage though.
It's not that bad.
The ending of that, people like the ending of that movie.
I love the
a lot.
I love the ending. It's the best ending because Judgment Day happens.
Yes,
It's the best. Thank you. I was like, oh shit, real. That's all I needed, honestly. After that, I didn't need anymore because that completes the circle. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it did. The Terminator could have been a trilogy,
And that was it.
And I have defended Terminator 3 since day one. And I went into it knowing that it was not going to be anywhere near as good. There's fucking no way that you could compete with. Dude, James Cameron is one of the most relentless fucking directors of, if not the most fucking Avatar. No, Avatar is still the #1 movie of all time, and he made that movie after not making shit forever. Same and Titanic was a big gamble. Everyone was like, the guy that did Terminator is going to do Titanic. Like, that's never gonna. Everyone was joking in the industry. Titanic's going to be the Titanic.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker went to
Shitted
#1.
Shitted all over.
It's this guy, like, I'm the
He's-
king of the
he's-
world,
yeah,
baby.
he
I
did
told
that.
you so, bitch.
I bet you he did that shit day one, bro.
Bro, he was like, I told you so. And, like, when James Cameron made the Terminator, bro, he was the only way I can describe. I'm glad we're talking about this. This is kind of an unexpected gem to the whole fucking session here. Is James Cameron, when he made the original Terminator, bro, his style of filmmaking was nothing less than guerrilla fucking warfare style. This guy would set up these scenes to shoot without even having a fucking permit to film, and would keep money and fucking clothes on hand in case they got arrested and had to go to jail, dude. The scene where fucking Arnold like punched through that fucking windshield of stole that car at the beginning. They had fucking clothes stashed behind the fucking back wheels of that car. Because James Cameron was like, we're just going to shoot here. In the middle of fucking LA. Do you realize what would happen if someone had done that like New York?
Yeah.
Bro, in 5 seconds they would have been fucking hauled away.
Dude.
And the studio wanted him to end the fucking movie with that tanker blowing up, dude. And him and her just walking off into the sunset like in love and shit. And he was like, dude, there's like fucking 15, 20 more minutes of this movie. And then they didn't promote it. And it still made a fucking killing at the box office.
Yeah, it was so good.
And Terminator 2 was like, I don't think anything has to be said about that movie. You know? And then 3, I was just like, there's no way
was that
they
him?
can compete.
Did he do that? He didn't do that one.
No. It was that dude that did that movie, U-571.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And,
I remember that.
And he did that movie Breakdown with Kurt Russell. Remember that?
Breakdown.
Where they broke down that fucking like hillbilly town.
Oh,
him and his wife.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. But there is some great shit in Terminator 3. Not the whole movie as a whole is not classic by any means. It's fucking Bush League. The fucking ending is absolutely fitting. But like the scene where fucking TX, that first chase scene through LA, dude, with that fucking crane,
that was pretty sick.
Was fucking bigger. It's bigger than anything they ever did in any of the fucking other movies.
They were knocking shit out. And see, this movie seems too similar to hit on a lot of these. Like for trailer wise, like the bulldozer scene.
Everything looks similar in this movie.
It looks way too similar. Let's
Yeah, without further ado.
2 days ago.
How'd you like the song?
Nice,
I don't remember it.
Oh, you'll remember it very soon.
No, it's a nightmare.
So she...
Where's John? That's all I want to know. Where the fuck is John? And who really cares about John at this point? Or is that him?
That's not John.
No. John, that's in the passenger seat.
See, I don't know. I think all this looks whack, but after this, I think it looks pretty decent.
Who the fuck is this guy? He's like a Shia LaBeouf nobody.
He does look like Shia though.
Like that shit is whack to me. But I do like Sarah.
She looks good. I'm going hunting. So the
Who are you?
part that gets me, she's like, I am human. I'm like, bitch, what makes you think you're human?
Connor.
Watch the shit you do.
Never seen one like you before. Almost human.
Look at this.
I am human.
I am human. What? The world you in?
Why do you care what happens?
It's a little bit too on the nose of salvation in a way.
Because I was her.
That's now. I'm gonna prove my fucking. I hope I'm not wrong. Now this is where the trailer like loses me. This just loses me completely, dude. Like, I don't.
How do we win?
I probably did look crazy though.
We win by keeping you alive.
This part was sick. I like this part. Fuck him up. But what's the point?
That's the thing about these Terminator movies that are insane is they just keep beating the shit out of each other, and like.
That's what I liked about the old two though. But like in the third one, but like after that, they get this weird like.
They just keep doing the same shit over and over.
The goo can do whatever it wants to do.
Hey, have you seen the Last Blood trailer?
No, but what were you gonna say about Arnold though? You're gonna say something about Arnold.
All right, so there's two things. There's two things about this movie, and then we're gonna check out Last Blood.
Okay.
You know what that shit is, yeah?
Yes.
Fucking Rambo.
Yes.
I
haven't seen the trailer.
I don't know who this is. If he's a Terminator, he probably is. Hopefully not.
We were thinking it was the original dude.
That would be dope. But this cabin, I hope I'm wrong, but that might be the Big Bear Lake cabin from the original Terminator, where he killed her fucking mom and like impersonated her on the phone, which was in Terminator Genesis. And I defend Terminator Genesis a lot, strictly on the basis of its shit that it recreated from the old movie.
It did keep a lot of continuity.
I like that a lot.
It did.
But the problem with that shit is that they should have done the same thing, but with the Terminator 2. They should have done the 90s too, and then had the Endgame end up wherever the fuck it did. That's what I thought. Like they should have like recreated a lot of, like the mall scene from the first Terminator. Anything. The Cyberdyne break-in, like they could have had. Sick. You see what I'm saying? Like they could have done. Like they could have gone. The movie felt like they focused all their creative attention on that. You know what I mean? Like, they spent so much time recreating shit from the first movie that they were like, okay, well, what do we do next? But I think that movie had potential to move forward because there's still it's the only Terminator movie that has open-ended shit in it, which is who sent Pops back to the 70s to save her from the cabin right here.
But you know that this movie cuts off all the other movies. It goes 1, 2,
and then this one. Yes. Which doesn't matter because...
And Sarah Connor Chronicles, which I actually enjoyed. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah.
God damn it. They cut that off too, bro. So it's like, motherfucker.
There's not much to say about this next one. So, this is how we should wrap it up. Last Blood trailer. Has anyone here seen the Last Blood trailer? And we gotta talk about this documentary, Raising Kratos. Because this shit had me fucking balling, dude.
Have you seen that fucking, what's it called, documentary I told you to watch? About fucking Bill Finger?
Yes. Great documentary. Also had me balling.
That shit had me in tears too. Why do they show trailers before trailers, bro?
I've lived in a world of death. I've watched people I've loved die.
You think it's gonna be good?
Hopefully. I don't think I don't think it'll beat the last movie, dude. We'll see. But they're doing different shit with this.
All these years I've kept my secrets. But the time has come to face my past. And if it comes looking for me, they will welcome death. I want revenge. I want them to know.
Oh, bro, this is Home Alone, rated R.
Heard that.
That's what this is.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do to stop it.
We shall see, Zor. We shall see.
That looks like Home Alone, man.
Dude, the last Rambo movie was so hardcore.
It was amazing.
Dude, and I was disappointed that when he did the Expendables, I was expecting it to be on that level. Nowhere near, dude.
Not even close.
Rambo is so fucking just out there. Like, one of the most fucking horrifying fucking, like, terrible shit.
Just fucked up, bro. Absolutely fucked up.
Like, they went all out to that movie.
That movie was wild.
The dude fucking raping the little kid all night. I was like, Jesus.
They were fucking
nobody was safe.
They had him walking through the fucking poppy fields and shit. Blowing up. Yeah, they were wilding, bro.
At the end, when he got a hold of that fucking turret gun, bro.
Oh my god, they were getting shredded, bro. Shredded.
All right. Has anyone here seen Raising Kratos? This shit fucked me up, dude. Like, this shit, you've probably seen a gazillion fucking documentaries on, like, the making of video games. I have not. This was like,
I haven't really watched any.
Dude, this
maybe like Nintendo and like companies, not.
This was like a feature film length fucking. We should watch the trailer for that too. But bro, emotional shit. This game, which I really want to get now, to whereas before I didn't really care about it at all. And I'm sure like most video games are like this to make, but it just goes into the fucking like studio's perspective.
That's a full length feature right here.
And yeah, this is where I watched it. Like we should watch some of this fucking documentary, bro. I cried so fucking hard watching this fucking movie. Who's the fucking dude from Stargate, the black dude? The fucking Stargate SG-1 that had like that gold thing on his forehead?
I don't know.
He plays Kratos, dude.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah, has he always played Kratos?
No.
So I guess he got a divorce and lost custody of his kids before this fucking game
What
was
do I
being
wanna
made.
say with this story?
And like he's sitting there like geared
Yeah?
up in the motion
What do
capture
you
fucking
wanna say with this
equipment,
story? What do you think?
acting out
What do
this
you- what are
game
you
like
thinking with this
balling,
story?
dude, because it
I think
reminds
running
him
away
of his
is what I
fucking
want to say
kid.
with this. You know, a change is
That's
possible.
crazy.
But it just fucking like almost destroyed these people to make this game, dude.
I could see it in everybody's eyes that they were just like, we're not gonna make it, and then everyone's still treating it like, you know what? We'll just see.
Yeah,
and I'm
not
like,
that.
no.
The other dude was a dude who played, what's his name, in
I'm
Living
not gonna
Single.
let myself believe we're gonna make the date now.
We were Living Single. You ever seen Living
Yeah.
Single? It's the, what's his name, Lurdy? Black dude.
Dude, no one thought this fucking game was gonna work, dude.
No. Everybody was gonna fucking.
No, at the studio. People were like, this is stupid. Like, Kratos and his son, like, that's lame.
Personally,
The head guy of this, I really just did not care for him. Like, he seemed like he was a really obnoxious person.
Not to mention a quick and brutal lesson on Greek mythology.
personally, I like the older God of War games. Just combat-wise. Story-wise, I imagine the game's great, but there's too much repetitiveness.
You haven't played it at all? No.
I've watched people play it, though.
We're talking about one of
Like,
the
you fight a
most
lot of the same
iconic
enemy,
characters in the
like,
history
all
of
the
video
time.
games.
The same boss, you kill him the same way, you drop a fucking tree on his head or whatever.
Yeah,
To me, God of War 3 is the best.
That guy.
By far. Yeah.
So I don't know how many with the
There was emotional shit in this documentary, dude. Like, this shit fucking almost broke the studio. Like, they were talking about personal shit in this fucking like about their lives and shit. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they were gonna be fine, bro. It's fucking Santa Monica. You know how much money they made off all these God of War?
Bro, but they had to scrap. They were fucking working on something first, and they had to scrap and then scramble to make this game. Does this game look like a scrambled game to you?
Kind of. That's why you fight the
Really?
same. Yeah, because you fight the same enemy all the time.
Not on like the level of some other. Dude, I tell you that fucking Red Dead 2. I just like I'm that close to beating it, man. It just does not draw me in, and it's so easy. There's no challenge to this game at all. I am fucking. I hate to say it, dude, but the only fucking game I played during the PS4's entire run that just fucking drew me in was Witcher, dude. Hands at all, dude. Like, I had more fun getting into Skyrim again than some of these fucking games. They're just all the fucking same shit,
So
dude.
I don't play new shit, man. I just beat Metroid 2 on Game Boy like yesterday. I play old shit. All the new games are trash. That's why I don't fuck with them.
It's just ridiculous, dude. Red Dead 1, I had so much fun playing that game, dude. And it's like, Red Dead 2 has so many side features that don't add to it, the challenge. It just becomes obnoxious, dude. You know what I mean?
They forgot the path that they're supposed to take in the game.
And the story actually pissed me off after a while, and it still pisses me off.
I told you.
The story, I've never had a story, and like, keep in mind, I'm not like a big video game critic. I just kind of go with how I feel when I play it, and every time Dutch. So, have you beat the game? So, do you even care if I spoil it or no? No. So Dutch just keeps having these fucking plans. Like, it's like 20 or 30 these fucking missions where Arthur's like, I don't know, Dutch. And Dutch is like, this is the last heist, Arthur. This is our chance to go to fucking Fiji and sit on the beach and drink pina coladas. And Arthur's like, I don't know, Dutch. This is bad. And it's just more of this and more of this and more of this. And like, they had like 30 opportunities in this fucking movie or game to like make their big last score and like leave. And like, and they never did. And remember in the first game how like crucial that whole like arc was, where you went down to Mexico and met all the motherfuckers? They like had the same type of thing going on in this game, where you ended up on like this island out in the fucking Gulf of Mexico called Guarma. And I was glad to see like a different fucking map for once and shit.
Oh yeah, I heard
just,
about that.
It was just completely useless. Like a couple of side missions where you grease everybody on the island and fucking leave.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's like, and then Arthur gets tuberculosis. You know that, right? And it's just like, that was miserable gameplay. miserable gameplay. I'm sitting here like playing as this fucking dude that's dying. I'm like, this is so fucking just like not fun. They took the fun out of it. And then he's dead. And then he's now you're John, but we know John's outcome. So what the fuck is the point of the end of this game? They should have made a prequel that was complete, or not even a prequel, but just something set before the first one, but not connected to it in any way at all.
Yeah, it should have been different.
Like I didn't even know this had anything because I didn't remember Dutch or anyone from the first game, and I thought that it was all new characters and different story. I didn't know it was connected to the first game. I always thought that was kind of on the weak side. Like prequels are so fucking stupid. When you already know the fucking outcome, I don't care where they came from, what they did before. We know that already. They were in a fucking gang. We're gonna show you how the gang unraveled.
Yeah, if it's too story driven, then it's whack. But like Devil May Cry 3 is a good prequel that like is better than the first two in a lot of ways. But it's just because he's just so over the top in that game, whereas in the fucking first two games he's more like, oh, I'm so cool, badass. You know what I mean? But that motherfucker just does dope shit in the third game. But yeah, most of the time prequels are just trash, bro, and that's one of the biggest issues. Yeah, I'm not I'm telling you, man, I haven't been playing really shit new, man.
I haven't really either.
I've been playing, you know what I've been playing? I've been playing The Thing. They got The Thing on PS2. Crazy as fuck, bro. There's actually
horror
like
game?
Yeah, and like you control like 4 other dudes rolling with you. They can get scared and freaked out, and you got to give them weapons and shit. And it's crazy.
I didn't tell you when I was coming over here, and they were like, freaking.
Yeah, it's all good. You got to dip. So it's been a while.
But I think we covered a lot of ground. We stayed on track.
Hell yeah, we did a lot, bro. That was good. All right, boys. I'm gonna let Dougie out real quick.
All right, later, y'all.
That was good shit.